One more today, I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking classical China era's concepts. And today we talk about Zhan. Okay, compare with yesterday's Qian, which is the device of fortune telling for everyday people. Zhan can be, I guess, for both the emperor, the leader, the ruler, or those in the ruling class, or everyday people, because it talks about the act of fortune telling, which is literally fortune tell. And how do we express fortune tell? You can see simplified Chinese, which is 70 years ago, traditional Chinese started 1500 years ago, roughly, and then 2000 years ago, seal script. This is regular script, and this is simplified Chinese. They look exactly the same, except here there is a little bit of detail in the seal language. Before it was streamlined, everything become like rectangular. We still have such corners, such details and curves in it. If things look the same, that means one, it's simple enough. There's no need to further simplify it or streamline it. Two, it's important enough that it's so essential to human activity. Nobody wants to touch this character. Just let it be. All right, so that's my theory. So this is one of the, I guess, a small percentage of Chinese characters that evolve throughout the history, kind of retain, like it came out the same way without being transformed or streamlined somehow. Much, okay, except this. So two parts of this character. It's made of a mouth symbol, kou, if you want to pronounce it. This is kou, our mouth symbol. Then the top is bu. Nothing sounds like zhen, right? So this is a meaning maker plus meaning maker, both of them pieced together. So this bu on the top is already fortune telling by itself. It already means fortune telling. And then somebody add this mouth symbol to kind of double down of fortune telling, because we have to use communication, verbal communication through the mouth symbol means speaking. So we have to talk it loud. So apparently this is one person who is supposed to be knowledgeable, specialized into read the signs of this thing. So this, I never found out. I mean, I shouldn't say never. Up till now, I haven't found out what's the ancient way of fortune telling of that. According to some scholars, this was kind of like you read the cracks that's shown on kind of burned bones or something like that, because it's a random shape of things, and that be regarded as the divinity's message to you. I try to make some sort of connection and interpretation, and that's the ancient. And this crack thing is kind of looking like this, just one vertical line attached with horizontal line. Two strokes means it's really, really essential, and one of the first meanings from one of the first symbols or characters created from Chinese. And this fortune telling device plus this mouth symbol was expressed like this. It actually came from the cookware. It was a pot, literally. And these are the two handles of the pot. Because, okay, before food security, eating, dining, have something to eat is really essential. And when we have a pot over there, even if it started from the pot, eventually this cookware was transferred or related to the diners, somebody who eat from this pot. And that was kind of associated or borrowed to mean the mouth symbol. Because mouths, when we talk, it keeps changing shape, right? So it's hard to finalize or represent mouth symbol as a steel frame. So instead, we use something often associated or concurring with the mouth symbol. As the eating function, we use the cookware to mean the mouth symbol. So the mouth symbolizing speaking. And we have, I mean, it starts from eating, and then eventually, mouse can be eating or speaking. So in this sense, it's speaking. So this is one person who can decode the divine image from this cracks or whatever device that represent to the people who seek to know what's going to happen next, right? So people, ancient time as well as today, right? We have so many experts learning about something so that they know how to better forecast about things, what's going to happen in the future. So ancient as well as contemporary, just equipped with different technology, all have this need to know what's going to happen. And 占卜, 占卦, and 占据, okay, highlighted as a 占is a different pronunciation because it's different meaning. Sometimes Chinese use the same character, but paired with different pronunciation and end up as different meaning to it. So the first two, 占, as today's pronunciation, the mainstream of 占is tell, and the 卜 is the fortune thing we already talked about. So even if we already contain this message by itself already means fortune telling, we sometimes say it again. So you see the same symbol, double down. So that's a Chinese way to double down on a message. My theory about that is because we are monosyllabus language, each character, each pronunciation just come out in one syllable. And it can mean not a thousand, probably dozens or scores, like 50-ish things, different characters. And when we have something that carries similar meaning or close enough in meaning, we double down. And then now you have two syllables, right? You have two syllables. When you hear it, more likely you can pin down what we're talking about. So that's my theory, why we kind of double down. Is like in written form, when we see it, it's redunction and unnecessary, right? But when we have to think about when we use it in everyday language, when we communicate verbally, just audibly, we need to disambiguous our meaning without seeing the character, only hearing it. So that's Chinese as a monosyllables, how to solve our, I guess, meaning making as we go. Besides the context, we double down. So kind of make it more like a dual syllable. So 占卜, when we hear that, we know, okay, it's about fortune telling or predict. 占卦, we talked about also in the classical era in Taoism. So 卦 is the trigram, the three line, either connected or separated. And then we have 2 to the third power. Each one have this 2 combination of connected or separated. And so that we can create a total 8. And Chinese use that as a systematic way to forecast what's going to happen. Okay. Even if I translate the forecast, it's simply a more sophisticated way to fortune tell, to predict a future. And according to ChatGPT, okay, predict versus forecast. Forecast is more about time series based on the historical data happening in the past with a time signature to it and to see kind of the trend in the future. That's forecast. It's a more systematic way to predict versus this predict could mean like anecdotally. That you observe, you could accumulate data and then based on your past experience, you kind of predict. So it's more like fortune telling, I guess. Fortune tellers, they probably don't handle data like the contemporary, statisticians to handle a lot of data without their own, I guess I shouldn't say that. Even statisticians may have their built-in bias about what they want to see, how they want to create the model. But without going too much of it, 卦 simply is more complicated, and forecast is more systematic. So I'd pair it with 占卦 as for forecast versus 占卜is more like one-on-one, anecdotal. And probably there is a sort of systematic, but that is less data driven. Okay, prediction. All right, 占据. Now, the meaning change. Instead of tell, this 占 means take. You take something, you simply claim ownership. 据 means you own something. So that means occupy. Occupy means you take that space. So 占据 often talks about military. You move into a place and you claim this is yours. So that changed the meaning. And when it's paired with 占据, everybody in Chinese environment would know this tone automatically switch to 占. My also kind of theory, I don't know, I haven't tried it out with data supporting yet. Just by my anecdotal observation of the language, as a language user, I predict, okay, not forecast, that one is 占, it's kind of peaceful, right? Because it's flat tone. One is 占, it's more forceful. You have this tonal pitch change in one syllable. So anything in Chinese, when you hear this falling tone, probably there's more action, more aggressiveness packed into the tone. That's my theory. I need to test it out. Okay, so 占卜. So here is simply a picture of a lady who's supposed to dress up as this, ball reader, the fortune teller, one of the many formats throughout the human history and throughout the cultures, that the effort to predict the future, and people are willing to pay for that. All right, 占卜